This show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Stop putting your online data at risk. Get protected at expressvpn.com/funhouse.
Michael Scott once said, "Crazy world, lot of smells." He couldn't have been more right. This is a weird, crazy, smelly world we live in. Today we'll be kicking back and having a casual conversation about the strangeness of life, Grimes and Elon's new baby, and a little boy with a big Lamborghini dream. Take off your fancy jeans and put on those pajama pants. It's time for a comfy bowl of dude soup.
Someday we'll get that new one. Someday.
I know.
Someday.
Someday we'll get that new one. Don't get excited, because then you won't be able to maintain that excitement. You just
How y'all doing today? I'm currently joined by it's me, John Smith. I'm currently joined by Adam Kovic
Hey, John.
and the Willemses, James and
Hey,
Elise
John.
Willems.
Thank you.
for having us. John, I loved your Michael Scott quote.
Oh, thank you. It's a great quote, and also fancy jeans was also an Office reference.
Yeah. John, when was the last time you wore jeans?
When did I guess March?
And I don't
You
mean
know,
like denim underwear.
I haven't worn pants or really bottoms in over a month.
Is that true? You go out. You've got.
You do not want me to stand up.
I,
Let me just
everyone
say.
on the podcast should stand up.
and
I'm
reveal
wearing
themselves.
shorts. I'm wearing shorts. Look at this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
recently,
Shane?
I
I'm
was wearing
swimsuit.
what? A swimsuit.
These are nice.
What is James wearing? Khakis?
Khaki
Oh, okay,
short.
yeah. It is getting
shorts.
hotter,
It's
so
how unprofessional of you.
Yeah, I'm dressing the same way I would if I went into the office. I was wearing jeans for most of April, jeans and slacks and stuff for most of April, even when I was sitting here at my desk. And now it's a little bit hotter, so I said, "All right, well, it's time for shorts." So then I switched to shorts. But it can't
Did you
be
yell
athletic
time
shorts.
for shorts?
Did I what?
Did you go time for shorts?
Yeah, I did. I stated it out loud, and I hopped out of bed.
you can never commit to the office though with sandals because there would always be that off day where it would be cold and then there's no going back. But if you go to the office wearing shoes, you can choose to walk around barefoot, and everyone's accepting of that.
I would never go to the office wearing sandals. Not in a million
Yeah,
years.
no.
I've definitely worn sandals.
I mean, I know you have, but I know Adam has, but only when he had a toe infection that he needed
Spoiler.
surgery on or whatever.
I had an ingrown big toenail that
Again,
think
for
he got
4 times, right?
2 times. The first time the doctor fixed it. Actually, now that I think about it, it may have been on 2 different feet.
Create a free account and join us in chat so you can hear all about.
So
TMI.
first things first. How's everybody doing today? How's your week been?
I guess it's early into the week for us at the time we're recording this on a Tuesday, so it's
Well,
early,
how's
so
your
I
last
can't
week?
tell.
How's the time since you've been asked that question been?
Last week was a busy week. We
Yeah.
got drunk at 3 p.m. on Thursday, unintended.
That did
Well,
happen.
somewhat. You keep saying unintended, except there you had complete control over the situation.
No, I didn't.
Just
I
like
felt
a true
pressured.
alcoholic. Yeah. Are you gonna go to HR? No. State now publicly for the record that you won't go to HR.
Who's HR?
Just some
Howard
guy.
Howard
Don't worry about
Ronson.
HR guffing stuff?
Elon's new kid. HR.
Yeah, the kid's middle name might be H.R. Geiger or something in there. I don't know. But how are you, John? How you doing?
I'm good. Next question.
I was gonna say,
No,
end the podcast.
I'm doing good.
I want to talk
You
more
know,
about the
I
foot
went
stuff.
grocery shopping. I did meal prep.
What'd you prep? Tell me what you prepped.
You're not gonna be proud of me because I
Oh.
prepped
Did you
very
prep
good meals. It's very delicious.
Oh, well, then I am going to be proud of you.
I did roasted veggies, some
Great.
onion, some Brussels sprouts, some asparagus, some carrots,
Wonderful.
and I made my world famous, fully loaded mashed potatoes, which is where you make mashed potatoes, but then you put all the ingredients of a baked potato in it, like cheddar cheese, bacon, and onion.
Mouth
And then I
watering.
made
watering.
pan-fried pork chops.
That sounds pretty
Because
good to me.
some of those Omaha steaks from like 9 months ago, I took them out of the freezer.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're going into a pork shortage. What are you doing?
Yeah.
We
This
are?
might be the, yeah, this
Apparently,
might be the last,
right? Isn't that a
last
thing?
pork you get. I think they
I
may
saw
start
that 1 in 5
rationing-
Wendy's don't have beef.
Where's the
Where's
beef?
the beef?
We're asking this question.
Where
I
can I
think
find someone will drive up to the Wendy's drive-thru unironically yell, "Where's the beef?"
when John said he meal prepped, but I wouldn't be happy about it. I thought he was gonna say he like pre-portioned all of his Frosted Flakes. He's like, all I have to do is add the milk. Like,
Well, it's not healthy.
Yeah, sure.
Pan-fried pork
up to you.
chops, fully loaded mashed potatoes.
mhm.
To get it.
Well, it's not ideal. The veggies at least are pretty good.
I-
Elise wants me to get something, so I
Yeah.
need to grab something for her. Sorry for the interruption.
By the way, I got my
It's only
Huel.
gonna make the podcast
James
better. I promise.
talked me into it.
Oh, are
Gives
you
me
making him grab
diarrhea.
pork? I smoked pork ribs, and now I realize that's a rare thing that we're not going to have that anymore. Is that gone?
Oh, really? All the pigs are dying?
I don't know. I mean,
I
They've
saw
always
a
been
video
dying.
of an onion farmer with like an ocean of onions because the chain lines or distribution lines have been broken. I don't want to talk about all this sad apocalyptic shit.
No, I got something happy
Oh.
to talk about.
what do you got?
Speaking of, what is it?
It was my birthday within the last calendar week. 34 years young.
Wow.
And why'd you say oh like in such a sad way?
He said,
Like-
"Wow."
No, I said,
Oh.
wow.
Like he can't believe you're that fucking old.
And James got me several presents. And one of them
Aw.
was a piece of fan art that had been done of me. He got it framed and printed on a canvas. And I don't know if you'll be able to
Oh,
see
nice.
this well.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That
But
one's
it's
great.
like me as like hero, and then my Muppets making also being heroes together.
Bill Fahey
I was wondering.
Adventurer.
was the artist.
I was wondering what he was printing at the office. That's cool.
He used all the nice card stock.
Yeah. I said, Tori, find me your nicest stock. And he's like, it's all the same. And I said, I'll take it.
Mhm.
There were two of
He said,
them.
"Leave me alone."
There's two. I just don't want to take up that much camera time.
No, okay. All right.
Well,
Anyways,
happy
that's a-
birthday, Elise.
Thanks.
Did you guys get to,
Yeah,
did you
happy
do
birthday,
anything-
Elise.
Thanks.
You guys
Did we
get to do anything fun?
Watched Lord of the Rings: Two Towers.
Extended, special extended edition.
Ate
Nice.
fried chicken,
Ordered fried chicken.
which is great. Went and like kind of walked. Obviously, the beaches are closed, but like walked around near the beach, which was great. Like
It's-
could kind of see the beach.
It's kind of sad because someone like Elise, who loves the beach and it's like part of her spirit, to go to a beach and where we are in LA, they have like actual police tape, like on the dune, and it's like you can't go. But there's the street, and then there's police. There's like maybe 5 feet of sand, and then there's police tape, and then all the volleyball nets have all the nets pulled down and everything, and you can't go into it. So it's interesting just going there and then just seeing Elise. She's just like, it's like a dog looking at another dog in a yard. She's just like watching and looking out
Yeah.
there, and
I always think of that Simpsons episode where Bart and Lisa have to stay with the Flanders, and Todd and Rod go to bed at like 7 p.m. and it's still light out.
Oh yeah.
'Cause that's how things were for me as a kid.
yeah. But yeah, so we went to the beach, and you got a cake.
Got an ice cream cake because Baskin Robbins is still in business.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You're keeping him in business with all the ice cream cake you keep buying.
Can I just say though, Baskin Robbins, I forgot about it, and at some point, I'm gonna get trapped in this space long enough that I'm gonna go crazy and just go eat everything. But they have, and I got one a long time ago. They're cookie ice cream cakes. So they're like cookie cakes. They're like the size of a pizza, and they're cut sliced like a pizza. But the base is a cookie, and then they're covered in a thin layer of ice cream, and then more toppings on top of that. I've gotten one before, and it's incredible. And we went in there to get something for her birthday, and I was like, "Oh my god, they have the they have the ice cream cookie pizzas." least you probably want one of those. And she was like, no, I don't think so. I think I would like an ice cream swirl cake. And I was like, are you
bitch?
You come on. Why are you really thinking of yourself? Like, but we did. So we didn't get one, and now we're eating this ice cream swirl cake, which is so dense and sweet that you could only have like a thin slice. And we would. It's the kind of thing where a birthday cake you're supposed to share with people, but we can't.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what happened to me. My birthday was a couple weeks ago. My sister-in-law brought me this big cake. She's a pastry chef. She made this giant, beautiful cake, and I ate like half of it myself over the course of the week, and then threw out the rest.
the good thing about this cake is it is designed to be in the freezer, so it can last. Like, it's got time. It's not just like
There you go.
sitting out somewhere that getting dry.
Yeah.
But,
It's
man,
the Cormac McCarthy's The Road of Cakes.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking, but didn't know how to put into
That's what
words.
it said on the poster.
Yeah, Baskin Robbins.
It-
The
It's like a
branding
depressing
department
cake.
there.
But
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
depression cake, but it lasts
Yeah.
against all adversity.
Yeah,
And there's a boy.
there is.
Well, James, I'll have you know, I just ordered a cookie pizza for myself online while we were
from
Right
Baskin
now?
Robbins right now. You didn't even consult me on which flavor to get. Which flavor did you get?
Well, I'm at checkout. Which flavor? I was going to do peanut butter and chocolate.
No. You want the cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough,
Cookie dough.
because then they have
Okay.
balls
Half
of
and
cookie
half.
dough on top of it. They are monsters, John. I'm telling you now, though, they are monsters.
The chocolate chip cookie dough polar pizza ice cream
John.
treat?
You just did all that meal prep.
Oh,
Yeah, but he also made mashed potatoes.
these will be my dinners. My meal preps are lunch.
Okay.
This will be my dinner.
Hold on.
Okay,
I wanna
okay.
see this basketball.
Okay.
I want to make sure you're getting the right one. Robin.
did I ever tell you the story of when I was a kid? I must have been 4, maybe 5 years old, and my mom let me take my birthday cake and ice cream to school the next day for lunch, and I'm pretty sure it was just a mean prank
What?
because
What do you
Wait,
mean?
the ice cream too?
well, because yeah. So I remember saying, "Wow, I love that ice cream cake. Can I take it to school tomorrow for my lunch?" My mom went, "Yeah, sure." And so I packed it in my pail, and then come lunchtime, I open it, and then it's just this big soggy thing, and I'm like,
God.
"Right, ice
Oh,
cream
she
melts."
knew. Yeah, we had ours out for. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I just imagine my mom just at work laughing, being like, how much she hates her kid.
So did you have other food to eat?
Nah.
Yeah, he had a sandwich too, but the bread soaked up all the ice cream.
I literally had ice cream and cake, and I couldn't eat either of it, and so I think I just went hungry. That I was in kindergarten, if I recall.
Well, you could have eaten
yeah.
it. It just would have been bad, and you chose not to.
I think it was
You
just
could have
like,
just
I was
poured
upset because
it out.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
John,
Adult me would have just slammed it because I have no shame.
these are the situations that create the garbage disposal that is adult Adam, who will eat anything and
Yeah.
that's left behind. John, I'm
I've
looking
gotten-
at the Baskin Robbins page. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh
Adam.
yeah. Oh no. I want to hear about this cake.
Well, so I'm looking at the options. We got mint chocolate chip polar pizza ice cream treat, Oreo cookies and cream polar pizza ice cream treat, custom. I don't know. I trust the chefs. Chocolate chip cookie dough polar pizza ice cream treat, Jamocha almond fudge and Heath, which when I saw it read as health, and I was like a health polar pizza, Heath polar pizza, and then there's the peanut butter and chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup polar.
That's
pizza
what I'm
ice cream
looking
treat.
at. I love me some peanut butter.
I just think that might be too
I'm with you,
much.
John.
I go with it. I would say entry level is the chocolate chip cookie dough because it's just more cookie. It just feels like you got more cookie on the bottom,
Okay.
cookie on the top with ice cream in the middle. Then once you've graduated beyond that, then I would say try the more extreme flavors like
My
the,
rec
Maybe
is
I'll buy both.
Cookie or cookies and cream.
Yeah.
My cake is a cookies and cream cake.
But I have
What does
eaten-
chat think?
Yeah.
We'll see.
They're saying get the designer handbag cake. It is a cake shaped like a designer handbag.
Oh, you're just
They don't
looking at
give you the
custom
price.
cakes?
Yeah. No, I'm on the Baskin Robbins page, and one of the things that I just
I'll
looked
say-
up cakes and pies, and one of them is a handbag cake.
I'll say this about
Really?
the Baskin Robbins trip. Most people, the workers there were being very diligent about trying to keep people organized and like distant and stuff. but the people there, all they cared about was ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably more people in that store than there should have been, and they put X's on the floor where you were supposed to stand. Elise and I were standing on those X's, and everyone else, all the customers, were just running around.
There was
doing
one
whatever.
dude that was just like storming from one side of the store to the other because he had to look at all the cakes and he was trying to take it all in. And I was like, dude, you got.
When I went grocery shopping yesterday, I was standing in line and I was waiting and I was looking around. Every single employee had the mask down below their nose, and
That's what this guy had.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mentioned to one guy, I was like, hey man, you should have that over your nose if you want to protect yourself. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he put it up. And then literally he was walking away, and 15 feet away, he just pulled it down again. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe
And
they
then-
don't realize with how the respiratory tract works.
There was this lady, like, I was in the self-checkout line, and there was this lady near where, like, you get your bags, and she was bending down, loading her bag, and she was right next to the thing. And this guy came over and literally leaned over her and was like basically standing over like a football, like a quarterback and the guy who hikes the ball, like to grab bags. And I was like, dude, you're like breathing in her
God.
ear. I didn't say anything
Of course,
because I didn't
not.
want to seem like a crazy person. But
No. Protecting the people around you.
yeah, it was so weird. Like how little people cared.
Yeah.
Or maybe just how little people understood of like what they should be doing.
I ran into a guy who I think was trying to make like a prank video, but I couldn't tell. And like, so he was just walking around, he was putting on a fake accent, and he kept going, "Is this America? Is this America?" And I'm like, I can tell you're doing a fake accent. And then I was just sort of like confused. Like I was at a Home Depot just getting supplies, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. And I was just looking, I forgot what I was looking for, but I was just like going back and forth. I couldn't find this one item, and he was doing it to other people. And this couple was like looking around, like, where's the camera guy? Like they asked him, like, where's your camera guy? Like, are you making a dumb YouTube video right now? Like, stop it. And then I saw him walking away defeated. I couldn't find the camera guy. I don't know where he was filming. I thought there was maybe a
was
drone somewhere, but
You're going to end up in a video that has 25 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not even yours.
It's gonna have a like to dislike ratio where it's, you know, 1 like for every 9,000 dislikes, but it's still gonna have 25 million views and be fully monetized. So who cares? Then I'm gonna be recommending.
I have actually pulled
The notification.
the weirdest stories from the week. One of them being posted only like 45 minutes ago. And it's up to y'all to decide. Do we want to talk about the zombie hunters? Do we want to talk about Elon's baby? Do we want to talk about the 5-year-old who's buying a Lamborghini? The monkey on a motorcycle that tried to kidnap a child? Or the man who got arrested 3 times in one day and just went on his merry way?
I wish we had a big wheel that we could spin with
Yeah.
all of these things on it, and we talk about it, and we never remove anything from the wheel. So say it lands on that monkey on a motorcycle twice, we have to talk about it.
So we
twice.
got man arrested 3 times in a day, monkey on a motorcycle, Elon child that tries to buy sports
Lambo.
car.
Lamborghini.
And then what was the 5th one?
Zombie hunters.
Zombie hunters.
Let's talk. We should talk about Elon.
Now,
Let's get.
okay.
I
Now, I
think
will
Elon
say
out of the way.
to people listening, I pulled all of these from the subreddit, Not the Onion.
Yeah.
It's basically a subreddit where all of the weirdest stories get posted where it seems like it should be a parody,
Yeah,
but it's not. It's the real world.
Not the Onion is just the world we live in now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
the Onion used to be funny when it seemed absurd, and now you read things
Yeah.
and go, that should be absurd.
actually-
but it's not.
Before I knew what the Onion was, I saw a article that said Osama wishes America a terrible Valentine's Day, and I brought it up in class.
Oh,
And my teacher was like, "That doesn't sound real."
If anyone
My
out there
favorite-
can find it, go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead, Adam.
Sorry.
I was going to talk about
no,
my
I-
favorite Onion.
yeah, you go first. You do yours first.
It's in one of the books, and I haven't been able to find it online. So if anyone watching can find it, that would be fantastic. I've brought it up before, but the favorite thing that I've ever had in the Onion was in their big compilation books, they would have a section called, I think, Community Voices, where it'd be like
Oh
people from our
yeah, and it was
community.
just pictures of people.
Well, no, it would be like the person, like almost like a person wrote in, like someone from the community wrote in, but it was a road cone, and I almost shit my pants laughing at it. I was like in college or whatever, and I was reading it with tears in my eyes, reading it because it was like me am cone, orange am me. Me guide traffic go, cars move, like, and it's just, but it's like probably like 500
It's
words,
really long.
500 words written all like that with an accompanying photo of a road cone,
like
and it's just like it's like it only has some stupid perspective. Oh, that's the best thing Onion's ever done, in my opinion.
What the quickest one that I think it was just surgical. The joke that I did was a forward-thinking cat shits outside the box. And it's just a picture of a cat just looking at the owner. Oh God, yeah. That was a magical time when you're like, we can laugh at these things.
It is. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna bring it back around to Elon for a second, because Elon Musk, his reputation seemed to have kind of declined a little bit.
Depends on who you ask.
Over the years, I feel like, because
has it declined or has it shined?
I don't know. All I can say is that
shine.
There's so much controversy around him, especially right now with the stuff he said about the quarantine. His first wife, that whole mess is like a whole thing. And then I was reading, I couldn't sleep last night, so like, in the middle of the night, I was reading about how he just put 2 of his homes. Did you guys hear about this? 2 of his Beverly Hills homes he put on the market, sell by owner, because he's like he says that he wants to live without a home. Like he's I forget his exact phrasing, but it's like now he vows to live without home and possession or something.
And,
so like,
and Grimes was like, we're not going back to the 1-bedroom apartment in East Hollywood, Elon.
Yeah. And
I married you because you're rich.
One of the houses is actually Gene Wilder's like old ranch, and in the listing for it he put like request that you do not alter this, but then he also put Gene Wilder / Willy Wonka's house in like the title of it.
Well, he's only done one thing.
You can just call him Gene Wilder,
or do you just call him Willy Wonka
/ Willy Wonka. But
there have been many Willy Wonkas too, by the by, Elon.
I think it's like he's the kind of person that used to be, in my eyes at least, a little bit more of an eccentric genius, and now is a little bit more maybe eccentric.
Yeah.
He's also
confused by his. I'm confused by his cameo in Iron Man 2. Does anyone remember this?
Yeah.
They're at the racetrack in Monaco or whatever it is, and then Elon Musk is like shitting at his shit table, eating his shit food. And then Tony Stark goes, Elon, how's that electric airplane coming along? And it's like, we live in a world with arc reactors. He would fuck right off. Like his solar roofs would be pissed upon in a world with unlimited chest energy. It should have just been Tony Stark spitting on him,
but
and going like, fuck off.
In the world of Iron Man, that Elon Musk has created like teleportation, though. Is the difference. He has tubes all over the world underground. So like you have to remember that it scales. So Elon in our world owns a successful technology company and really wants to live on Mars. Elon in that world has a fortress on Mars and creates teleportation. So like that's the difference. It's still transportation technology, but it's scaled for Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
I'm more of a fan of his cameo in Why Him, starring Bryan Cranston and James Franco.
Didn't Bernie also?
Bernie got cut from
Bernie.
that movie.
Bernie and a number of other people were in that. They were supposed to be in the scene with Elon Musk, but then Elon Musk canceled, and then they just made it. It's just Elon. It's the only one in that movie now.
Oh, that's a shame. That's how they get you.
Bernie got musked.
That's the classic line. That's what I've always said.
Baby got musk.
Yeah, it's really funny. I just saw that email the other day, like yesterday. I was trying to find the original invite Bernie sent, where he's like, "Hey, there's this White House thing that they're doing, and I can't go because was it Josh Flanagan tweeted out? He was like, "Hey, thanks for being in Loveland Roosters." Like, oh yeah, I had a chance to go. Like, it was like as the Obama administration was exiting, they were doing this like gamer summit thing, and then Bernie was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I told Josh I would love to do this thing, and he was like, "We're doing these 360 video shoots, and I need you to wear leather pants and a see-through shirt and dance on stage with eye makeup on. I really need you to do that."
Was
And
it
I remember-
Obama? Because it would have been like, what, 2016?
It was Obama. Because I remember we had a discussion. We had a discussion with Adam where we were like, you should do this because this will be the last opportunity to get in on this administration.
Because we filmed
I was like-
11 Little Roosters in what, December 2016?
Uh,
It wouldn't have been
Yeah.
2015 because I started working with you guys in November 2015.
like I said,
filmed-
it was like right at that transition.
yeah.
I mean, like, not that it matters, but it was just sort of like, it was like, well, this president is now exiting. It was like, this is your last chance to, I've never met a president or done anything at the White House or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool to do it like towards the end of a term. This is the White House. Like there's a historical moment tied to that. But instead I was dressed like a German fuckboy and performed in front of children for like an ARG or something.
Sounds
but
like you
anyway,
made the right
Virtual reality
decision.
video.
Well, I think so, yeah. But I saw that email because I was looking through it, and then I saw the one that said, "Why him? Potential, filming opportunity in like Silver Lake," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." So sorry, memory lane via the inbox.
The exchange with Josh was so funny about the White House, and also because like Josh he's a veteran, he's an Army veteran too, and so the fact that he's like, no, don't meet the leader, the commanding officer of your country, come be a fuckboy in my music video. It's like super funny.
Well, he knows. He's got his priorities straight.
Uh,
So we're talking about Elon Musk for a specific reason.
Yes. So Elon Musk, everyone listening, you've probably heard by now that Elon Musk and Grimes are welcoming a child onto this earth. I'll just read a little snippet from the article. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk and singer Grimes have welcomed a baby boy. When someone asked the baby's name, Musk replied, and this is over Twitter, X Ash, which is the A and the E put together. It's pronounced Ash. A-12 Musk. And shared a photo of the baby with a filter that gave the newborn face tattoos.
Yeah.
And Grimes, regarding her pregnancy, is quoted as saying, "I just didn't really understand what I was getting into."
Well,
So,
How could she have?
could
How
she
could
have?
she have
That's a
known?
good question.
Elon Musk has 5 other children from his first marriage.
But how many have faces?
Yes.
What are
but
their names?
Along
Are
with
they-
his houses, he has
like
disowned them,
Bob and
and he wants without them.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
really?
He decreed. He said, I choose to live without children." Yeah. What
can't
are? Do we
really
know what
do
the other kids' names are?
I
That's
can
a
look
good
it up.
I
question.
can look.
I think it was like Tommy and Blake.
I saw-
Hilfiger.
I
Ampersand.
I think two of them
I
have the same
saw-
name.
And Tilda.
I saw another article that was trying to decipher the name because it
Oh,
was like
whoa.
the A-12 is the name for a stealth plane, the Archangel. So they were
Yeah.
like, it could be X Ash Archangel Musk.
Well, it's probably like those symbols represent another name.
Well, also
Right.
apparently Elon Musk owns X.com, so he's banking on his child
yeah.
being famous, and then he'll have that domain name parked.
His kids are Nevada, Damian, Griffin, Xavier, Saxon, and Kai.
Interestingly enough, they're twins and triplets. So they had a
Oh.
pair of twins and a pair of triplets from
Wow.
in his previous marriage.
You
By the
don't get
way,
it. When you're
little-
a genius, you gotta spread your seed so you
Well,
can have more smart
Mhm.
kids.
That strikes me as the kind of thing where people are getting fertility treatment, and because that's what happens if you can't have kids and you do
Gattaca.
fertility treatment, and they're like, "Oops, we accidentally gave you too much of the baby juice. Now you're gonna have 12
Yeah.
of them. I hope that's okay." You're like, "Oh, I only wanted one." That's life.
Were you aware that X.com was actually what PayPal originally was? They were thinking exchange.com, but everyone thought X.com was just a fake URL. So they had to change it to PayPal.
That's
Didn't know
interesting.
that.
I would think
I
that
didn't
like
know.
X.com would be like porn.
or like
Or
like slight
softcore,
porn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just one
Not
act.
full porn.
Just nip slips or something, right?
Yeah.
It's Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Can we talk for a second? Justin Timberlake did her so dirty. She took all the heat for that little shit.
What?
Was that Justin Timberlake's fault?
Her
or
jean
that's-
dress?
Is
I mean,
that
it was clearly
society's fault?
clearly planned that he was going to rip off the thing, and her nipple was.
Oh,
exposed.
Janet Jackson. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. What the heck? Everybody
she got
loved it.
All that flack.
Well, but that's the
Justin
thing,
Timberlake,
though.
nothing.
That's a society thing. I think, I mean, yeah, Justin Timberlake probably should have stepped in and said, like, no, we planned it. But that's a society. The woman was at fault. How dare she?
How dare she
Allow a
allow
man.
her boob thing to be pulled off?
Yeah.
Do we want to issue an apology to Janet Jackson on this podcast?
I didn't say shit at the time,
Yeah.
so I'm not apologizing.
I
I'm
like
not
the
saying
sound of
for-
that.
I say just on behalf of,
Everyone?
I don't know,
Sure.
The world.
Yeah.
John, take
Janet?
it away.
Janet, on behalf of the United States of America and President George W. Bush, we apologize for being offended by your tay-tay.
As a member of the administration, Adam agrees.
Josh, is that okay? Josh
No,
says it's
he's-
fine.
He's
Do you
screaming
have
at
him
you
in
to dance in
IFC?
3D.
It's not in 3D. It was those stupid 360 videos that never became anything other than what they are. I don't
Adam,
know. What do you
put it
what-
on your reel? Put it on your reel. It's the most immersive experience. There's, you know who doesn't have something like that on their reel? Liam Hemsworth. Okay.
Yeah.
because
He
he's
doesn't
not
have
going to be
anything
applying
like
at a
that.
Cold Stone after this. Like I don't.
I don't like how you changed the official ice cream
speaking-
supplier of this episode.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of things you can only watch on your phone, like 360 videos, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Black box down.
There are over 100,000 flights around the world every single day. With airplanes being the safest way to travel, what happens when one fails? Well, Black Box Down is going to let you know all about it. If you're a fan like me of Rooster Teeth and you grew up listening to all the Rooster Teeth podcasts and you've listened to Rooster Teeth podcasts 1 through 500 multiple times, you'll know that Gus is a huge aviation fan and that it's very interesting when he talks about when the airplanes go down. So there's actually a new show about it called Black Box Down. It's Rooster Teeth's new aviation disaster podcast. Join Gus Sorolla and Chris Damaris as they break down the facts and trace the steps that led to tragedy. From some of aviation's earliest incidents to modern day catastrophes, they detail what exactly went wrong, how it could have been prevented, and the steps taken to make sure they wouldn't be repeated. Each episode, they talk about a different incident and speculate on how these freak accidents occurred. If you like true crime podcasts but want something fresh and unique, check out Black Box Down. Listen on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Click the link in the description and subscribe now. And we're back.
I thought it was a great nipple.
What up? Oh yeah, I didn't even see it live. I just saw all this. I saw the censored news articles about it.
Yeah,
So I didn't even
see it
get to see her boob.
You could Google it right now if you really wanted to.
Do you see the video that came out recently of J-Lo teaching Shakira how to shake her butt for the halftime show?
J-Lo teaching
J-Lo
Shakira?
teaching Shakira?
I mean,
Did
I
you get
guess at that
backwards?
point it's nuance. It's nuance.
Yeah.
You know, masters can learn from each other, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, well, you spend years shaking your ass one way, and then you got to shake it a different way.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Did y'all hear about how what's her name?
Janet Jackers.
J-Lo?
Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo never actually sang on any of her tracks.
What?
I saw a YouTube video about it. This is a thing that actually happens a lot, or at least maybe back in the day in pop music before autotune was mastered, where producers would record songs that they made themselves with just like unknown singers, and then they'd sell those songs to the studios, to these big artists, and then a lot of times they wouldn't replace the vocals because the actual star couldn't sing very well. And it was like a 20-minute video where the person was pulling interviews from producers and comparing the demo tracks to the actual release tracks that were on J-Lo's album. And it was the same exact thing.
Wow.
I don't remember it. I watched it and I went, oh, and then I forgot about it until just now.
She sang a whole song about being real, though.
That I'm Still Jenny from the Block. That was one of them.
I'm thinking of the Ja Rule one, like when she's like, I'm real. Ja Rule sang like Oscar the Grouch.
The way you move, the way you talk.
It was like a cartoon character. I remember, yeah, when he would come on in that like summer of 2002, you're like, that. Why is that Muppet singing?
Well, he's also...
That's someone that's going to have a fire festival.
He also is he's so smooth, right? Like, he has a very round head.
Yeah.
And so he almost looks like you could imagine someone just has their hand in there and they're just...
Ja Rule don't deserve this.
Ja rules.
Maybe he does. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much about Ja
Ja
Rule
rules
other than
rules.
that documentary. But I think it is fair to say... Ja ruled? Not anymore?
Yeah.
He Ja ruled. His time has come and gone. I think Firefest, Elise is right, it buried him. Poor Ja.
So is Elon Musk
Poor
kind
Ja.
of like getting swept up in things? Or is he doing the sweeping? Do we know?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? With his whole like not understanding the quarantine thing?
I don't know.
We have a lot of topics to get through.
Okay,
I feel
sorry.
like.
Well, I mean that is a thing where he seems to be unhinging because like his stock is dropping or whatever. He's been like, we need to get people back on the streets. That was another thing. The CEO of American Airlines announced that it's safe for everyone to travel now. So
Oh yeah,
sounds like
didn't he say he
sounds
did
like
some
we're
testing?
through it.
Yeah.
That was like that study that said if you don't eat meat, you're more likely to be depressed, except it was done by like a meat council or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't own a car, there's a good chance that you will die sad and alone. This survey has been brought to you by Chevy.
Yeah.
Chase.
That's most of those things. There's what is that? I was just listening today to a podcast where there's an article called The Science of Science. I haven't gotten to read it yet, but I loaded it up, and it's all about those studies and stuff about how you can read, like basically look at them and go, this is bullshit. Like,
yeah,
we've definitively figured it. We tested 2 college students and we have definitively figured out that gluten is bad. It's like, nope, that's not how. Can't do that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that always happens is there will be like a preliminary study that hasn't been proof checked at all or anything by anyone else. They're just like, we did this little control group, of 30 people, and we think that this might be a thing. And then that headline is what will explode, and no one will actually read anything about it. And then across the country, news stations are talking about this idea that has no evidence to actually prove it.
Yeah. So what else do we have on that list? The wheel of news.
Oh my gosh, so much.
Can we? I feel like I'm picking them, but can we do the monkey on the motorcycle?
You want to talk about the monkey?
Only because we'll probably get
yeah.
through it real quick. I did some research into it. I looked into the status there, and it's kind of scary. It's actually really scary.
It's a little scary. It's a little sad, but it's also, without that context of reality, like most things, is hilarious.
It's funny to see.
Basically, you've probably seen little like shitty Motorola phone video recordings of monkeys on motorcycles driving around. It's like a big kind of like street performance thing in different parts of Asia. And it's actually been banned in a number of places by like animal rights groups.
Why?
Yeah, why can't a monkey ride a motorcycle?
They're bad drivers. They're bad.
Okay. Sorry.
But somehow one of these monkeys, maybe he's retired. Maybe he bought the bike. Maybe he saved up enough money and he bought the bike from his owner and now he just lives on his own. One of these monkeys rides up on his little motorcycle, hops off of it and grabs this little child and starts dragging it away. And just so everyone knows, the child was unscathed, and basically after like 10 seconds of being dragged across the ground, stood up and kind of frustratedly walked back to her apartment.
So was
But
the monkey,
it's
was the monkey trying to like get the child onto the motorcycle to drive away with it?
Yeah. So the what I looked into was apparently this is a thing that happens to
oh really?
kidnap children and put them into like trafficking, basically.
Is it because
Wait.
you think they'll trust the monkey?
No.
No, I would trust the monkey.
If you watch the video, the monkey has a very long leash on. And so
Wait, really?
Oh.
yeah,
I
the
didn't
monkey
see
has
that.
a very long
my
leash on, and the monkey is trained to grab, like basically grab and pull children. And if you notice, after it does that, a leash starts pulling it back because it's like fishing.
Oh
for
my
kids.
God! I
Some-
did not see that
Some
part of it.
crazy, scary
John,
person
you're
was
a
It's in
trying
a
to
whole new
monster.
light.
fish for kids.
Well,
and
because
luckily
what I
the
was
people
seeing,
in
I was
the alley
like, this
noticed.
monkey didn't think it through because it abandons its motorcycle, and it's like,
Yeah.
Wait,
if
you
the
thought
monkey was smart, it
just
would
wanted-
jump on the motorcycle.
Did
It's
you,
a-
John?
but
Did you think
that's
the
nuts.
monkey was trying to traffic the child, or did you think the monkey just wanted a child friend?
I thought the monkey just wanted a friend.
Well, I initially thought that the child was trying to escape a dangerous situation and had befriended the monkey, and the monkey said, "I'll get you out of it tomorrow at noon.
Meet me here.
I'm gonna steal a bike.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal a bike, and then I'm gonna meet me here, and then I'm gonna grab you and drag you along the ground until we're free."
It's funny because there are these stories. There's a dichotomy here. Two very different stories from similar walks of life. We have the monkey on the vehicle trying to abduct the child to traffic them, and then we have the child in traffic driving the car to go purchase a Lamborghini.
Oh, you're right. We do.
Child trafficking.
5-year-old boy was
trafficking
pulled over
child.
in Utah on his way to California to try to buy a Lamborghini. Let me just read the little snippet here of this. A 5-year-old boy with $3 in his pocket was pulled over by Utah police while driving his parents' car to California to buy a Lamborghini.
So
That's right. The boy left in the SUV after arguing with his mother, who said she would not buy him the luxury car.
Parents just don't understand.
Trooper Rick Morgan said he was sitting on the front edge of the seat so that he could reach the brake pedal to keep the car from stopping while I was standing there. Once he was pulled over, the child told the trooper he had intended to drive to California to purchase a Lamborghini for himself. He had $3. The starting price for a new Lamborghini is around $200,000. So,
Oh, thank you, article
once again,
writer.
not thinking it through.
Yeah, I'm more worried that he didn't do the math because it's close to 700 miles to go from Utah to California, and depending on the vehicle, he might not have enough gas because you
Well,
never
that's
know.
for the $3. Yeah.
He could pull up. He runs out of gas as he's getting into Los Angeles, and Elon Musk is like, "I don't want my stuff anymore. You child, take this," and
Yeah.
it works out perfectly in his favor. But then a monkey kidnaps him.
Yeah,
he's
what
trying
could have
to do
been?
it. It's all tied together.
how did the parent not see that their 5-year-old took off with the car? First of all. Second of all, how far did this kid get? Do we know that?
He was on the highway. No. They
When
thought he was
pulled him-
impaired. Yeah, he was weaving on Interstate 15. So he was on the 15.
So not only did he steal a car, but he was also drunk, is what you're telling me.
Well, that was
On
what
power.
the trooper thought it was an impaired driver.
I was kidding.
He go, California,
Yeah.
California.
Well, the weird thing is the 15 is how you get to California from Utah.
He knew where he was going.
Yeah, I'm sure he used a smartphone. I mean, you can talk to a smart device like it is a sentient road cone, and it will tell you the answer you want.
Where am?
Just yesterday,
California
yesterday,
am go.
Jess was brushing her teeth, and she got toothpaste on her, like a black sweater that she liked, and then she's like, "What do I do? What do I do?" And I just went, "Google toothpaste, black sweater, fix how." And it quickly read out 5 to 6, like, this is what you do step by step. It's
wow.
It's a
How-
cool feature, right?
How long until like Google and those features like that start to become as condescending as most humans would be in that scenario? So like you would say, Google, how do I get toothpaste off of a black dress? And it would go, well, you shouldn't have been wearing a black dress in the first place. We're like, thank you for your help right now. How do I do this? This is the scenario I'm in. I would say the best thing you could do to prevent this from happening again is put your toothbrush. None of this helps, Google. How long until AI does that?
Chuck it out the window.
Yeah, so it feels like a real human conversation. So did the kid get his Lambo or what?
Sadly, he did not. I think Elise made a good point of that the mom was like, I'm not buying you a Lambo. And he's like, fine, I'm driving to California. And she's like, let's see how far he makes it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm
Yeah.
not calling
Here are the
this in.
Yeah.
It's parenting 101.
This will be a valuable lesson he'll learn one day.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that news report where the kid kept stealing cars, and they're like, the news reporter goes, they're like, why do you keep stealing cars? And he's like, I just want to do hood rat stuff with my hood rat friends.
Yeah, that kid's great. Oh well.
Then there was the zombie
Speaking of
story.
police.
Oh,
Oh, what were you going to say, Elise?
no, speaking of police.
Well, I said speaking of Elise.
No, okay. Zombies.
Zombies!
They're everywhere.
So this article comes out of Sweden. German zombie humpers. Ooh.
Maybe.
German zombie hunters stopped at Swedish border with car full of weapons. Let me just read the little snippet I copy and paste here. The couple belonged to a group called Zombie Response Team and were found to have 16 illegal weapons in their possession upon crossing the border. They arrived into the country in a Hummer vehicle, which bore a Zombie Response Team logo, as well as the rather ominous warning that infected people will be shot. The local prosecutor noted that they hadn't chosen the most inconspicuous of vehicles for smuggling weaponry, while the couple's defense attorney states the couple had not known that the weapons cannot be legally brought into the country. They were reportedly on their way to a summer house, which they had recently bought in the southeasterly Blekinge region of the country.
Beautiful. Especially.
Are they onto something?
Well, I just thought it was interesting that when they were pulled over, they only had $3 in their pocket and they just wanted to buy a Lambo.
With eccentric people like this, I'm always curious, like, because there's some information we can glean from this, which is they just bought a summer house. So they presumably own another house, and this is the second vacation home they're buying. What do they do for money? That's always my thing. I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because
They have a zombie podcast.
Is that true? They have a zombie podcast?
No, I have no idea. That's a good question. Yeah, it's like, how did they get to this point? Mm-hmm. And how do they have so much excessive income? Or are they just in incredibly terrible debt?
Yeah.
Humanity's ability to succeed while also utterly failing is pretty astonishing.
What I think was a little weird is that most of the weapons would not, they're not the weapons you want during a zombie apocalypse.
What were the weapons? Yeah.
I had a list of it here. They didn't list all of them. They said they weren't sure how many weapons they had. It was from 16 to over 20. They had several crossbows, which I guess those are good if you can aim well.
Not ideal,
tasers.
Though. That's worthless.
Firearms designed to fire tear gas canisters, which we all know would have no effect on a zombie.
No.
Iron knuckles, and one truncheon, which I am now going to Google. A baton. So I guess that's a blunt weapon. You could.
I guess so.
You could knock a zombie over the head with that.
Out of all that, guns and then maybe the iron knuckles.
Yeah.
Are the only thing. The crossbow, sure, but why, if you have guns, would you ever want a crossbow?
Well, you don't want to shoot a gun during a zombie apocalypse, James. That's just going to bring more zombies.
Is it?
Now,
yeah.
Who should you be more worried about during a zombie apocalypse? The actual zombies or the person who's really excited to be in the zombie apocalypse?
Well, if there's one thing we've learned from Cormac McCarthy's The Road, it's that that lends itself to many comparisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I wasn't excited for the zombie apocalypse. I'll say that right now. I wasn't excited. I wasn't saying, woohoo, let's end civilization. But I was very prepared for the possibility. My dad works at the DOD. He has a program, or he basically has a thing that, in the event of chemical warfare. So I wouldn't think it would be some unbelievable zombie virus, but there could be some form of enhanced rabies or something.
So you're thinking kind of like in Planet Terror, how it's like, remember Planet Terror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planet Terror.
It's more of a
The Grindhouse
biological
movie.
zombie festation.
Oh yeah. Never saw it. Sadly, I'll put it on my list.
Watch it. Yeah. Watch it during quarantine now.
I was thinking it'd be more like The Stand, where the whole world dies and then everyone just lives in Colorado or Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But the embarrassing thing about my thought process when I was in my early 20s was I had a 3-strike system where if I experienced 3 things out of the norm, I would ready myself with my go bag. I only ever got to 2.
Uh-huh.
And it was always if I saw a motorcade of military vehicles, and then I would hear someone scream through my window down the street, and I would just go, "That's 2, that's 2." I never got to 3, luckily.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
But
close. Otherwise, where would you be now? Somewhere in the woods.
I'd be out in the woods.
The
I'd be
Japanese
on a
soldier
boat.
who thought World War II was still going on in 1991 or whatever. I've always said that the only thing that would, if there was an apocalyptic type scenario, I'm pretty well prepared for it, except for contacts. I'd have to try and objective 1 would be trying to get to a contact lens or glasses factory and then hold up
that is
there.
actually-
Where you wear what the football players wear, right? The big visor. And just that way your head's protected, right?
I mean, this is so I can see, Adam.
No,
Yeah,
I know, but
I mean,
I thought those visors are a prescription.
Are they for football?
Are they?
I keep doing this. I thought they were. Someone told me that.
Oh,
that,
that's interesting.
I mean,
That's so
maybe
they don't
they
have to
are,
wear
but
contacts.
I don't know that. I don't know that I'm going to be able to find that either.
You go to a
I don't-
lens crafters,
but-
you'll find
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
you said just get one of those. I don't know that I'm going to find a giant football NFL quality lens that has my eye prescription. That seems like a lot harder to do.
That I feel like that's a circumstance that hasn't really been explored much. Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe, I mean, it's probably been explored in some sort of zombie whatever or apocalypse whatever. But yeah, corrective lenses or just, anyone with bad vision, you drop your glasses, break your glasses, or run out of contacts, you have fucking bad vision for life.
Yeah. I mean, I have always done the math where I'm like, I'm sure that a world level event like that there's probably enough glasses and lenses around somewhere that you could get your hands on something if you really wanted to, but having to divert your survival strategy to do that is what's going to get you killed. I've only ever really considered getting LASIK or corrective eye surgery, laser eye surgery for the sake of
the apocalypse.
Yeah, for the apocalypse.
I just ordered a bunch of contacts that actually arrived yesterday. So this morning I popped in a pair of freshies. My eyes are feeling great.
Oh, nice.
And it was because of kind of everything that's going on. I was like, I should probably order some stuff before, shipping or production.
Yeah,
stuff
shortages of stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Adam.
Oh no, I was just gonna
Well,
say. I remember a long time ago, I had these Japanese eye drops that were supposed to wake you up. I don't know if they ever did that. I think they just burned my eyes, but that
Well,
was
that's
the
how it went. You
idea.
go, ah!
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
My heart's racing. Speaking of the apocalypse, this isn't this isn't a paranoia thing, but they're... Sorry,
Police
cops.
siren. Strike one.
Cops chasing that kid in the Lamborghini.
That's strike one.
That's strike one right there. This is something Matt did, and I've talked about for like 2 years now, saying, "Oh, I totally got to go do this." But something that a lot of cities offer, I know that Los Angeles County offers it, which is it's not apocalypse preparedness, but it's like natural disaster preparedness. So like, yeah, for instance, if there's an earthquake and they always talk about the big one in California, that very well could break a bunch of water pipes, break a bunch of power lines down, and we could be without water and power for multiple days, maybe even weeks. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what these courses are. Is they go over all of the way, like how to get clean water, how to do this, how to do that. And I'm not saying that's going to happen or that it's more likely to happen, but it's something that seems totally unnecessary, but could be helpful. You never know.
On. You run to the tub, turn the tub on.
We have an earthquake
kit. Vigo did that.
And we have like one of those life straws.
Yeah.
But that life straw ain't gonna do shit, let's face it.
I ordered a life straw off of like woot.com and it was like $3, and I'm pretty sure it's just it doesn't work.
I mean, it's not supposed to be a complex device.
It's a glorified McFlurry spoon.
It's a straw with a filter in it that allows you to drink clean water. That's the idea. It's not supposed to be anything more than that.
It's been getting a little... Okay, it's been kind of chilly at night. We have a little fire pit in the back, and I realized how not ready for the apocalypse I am that I couldn't get a fire going with a lighter.
Yeah.
I was like, wood's not burning. Just like, don't you need kindling? I'm like, kindling? Yes. Like, remembering like the one time I went camping as a kid and like, oh yes, you must blow on the fire. Like my caveman instincts coming back to me. We ended up just buying like this log that burns automatically for you. So
yeah, I buy my fire.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine.
That stuff, I feel like you'd have time. As long as you have the water and the contacts, you have time to learn how to do kindling and fire. Those are survival techniques embedded in our brain.
If Tom Hanks can do it.
Tom Hanks can do it. Yeah. But until then, we have a
I
backpack
think
with a bunch
that
of water.
kind of wraps it up for today. Y'all have any closing thoughts?
We covered all the stories. Kidnapping monkey.
We covered all the
Elon
stories
Musk,
except
zombie.
for the man who just couldn't stay out of jail.
Oh
but
yeah, the
that
man
one
who
we
couldn't
missed.
stay out of jail.
basically he got arrested 3 times over the course of 12 hours.
On
No big
Kind of
deal.
funny.
Same
Kind
crime?
of another thing where it's kind of funny without context, but the sad part is that California has a 0 bail policy, so basically everyone who's getting arrested just immediately gets released.
Yeah. Wait, well, John, was it for the same crime? Because that can't happen. That's double jeopardy.
I've seen that movie with Tommy Lee Jones.
That documentary.
Yeah.
Ashley Judd.
Demolition
2
Man.
of the times it was for stealing cars. One time it was for him. He was literally just walking down the street, walking into yards and picking stuff up and leaving with it. Like he was literally like walking down the street and just stealing things as he went down the street.
That's what neighborhood cats do.
I couldn't imagine having that much time in the day. Was it Jacob? Because I feel like he's the crime equivalent of Jacob. He's figured out how to manipulate time in such a way that he can do more things than other human beings can.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out with me today.
you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Rooster Teeth Chat, for hanging out with us live. And thank you everyone at home. Well, I guess we're all at home, but everyone who's listening to this in the future, thank you, future people, for listening. And we will see you on the next one. Have a great week. See you next week.
Roll those credits, Nick. We don't have credits. That's a joke.
It says made by John and friends.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Part social experiment,
Touch Blaine. Someone touch Blaine.
part game show, part torture chamber. This is Last Laugh.